Okay, so today is our third installment of marketing your Amazon Kindle book. So what did we want to talk about today? Just some of the basics. One of the things that we wanted to talk about is the importance of having a book trailer. And this is so important because your Amazon book is kind of like a movie. It's the same deal in that it's a way to get people to want to read your book. And we recently did, we've actually done a couple of book trailers, and we did a recent book trailer, and we thought we'd just kind of talk about, you know, what were the things that we put in the book trailer. And then once we made the book trailer, all the different places that we used it. So
and maybe talk about a program, like what video program that you could use to do one.
That's true.
That would be good to talk about as well. Because they'll say, well, how do you do it? What program? Can I use a free one? Will I have to do paid? Exactly. So let's answer all those questions, Jillian.
Okay, so the first thing is what to put in your trailer. So with us, what we did was we waited until the book had actually launched in terms of already gotten some reviews so that we were able to put some of the reviews actually into the book and into the book trailer. And that's kind of cool because then you can kind of see what do other people have to say about the book. So that's one idea. The other thing was we took snippets of the book description and put that in the trailer as well and had them just kind of flash across the screen. And then we also made sure to include the avatar, the ideal client, who is going to read that book. We put pictures and videos of those type of people into the book trailer because we like to see people who are like us, you know, so that really appeals to people. It's like, oh, wait, that's me. So that's important as well. We put some mood music. So we put music as well. We didn't put any talking, and that's what we chose to do with this particular book trailer. Other book trailers that we've actually done recorded testimonials of what people had to say about the book. So that's another way that you could go as well. So that's kind of what
how long should they be? Because I think that's a big question.
I think ideally 2 minutes or less. So, you know, anything in that sort of 1 to 2 minutes is more than enough because people are busy, they are distracted easily. So you just want to give people a taste. Even a 30-second trailer is good because, you know, think about a movie. How long would you want to sit through a trailer to get, you just want people to get a taste, not what the whole book is about.
Don't give me the whole movie.
No,
sometimes I've seen movie trailers where they tell me more than I need to know, and they're telling me stuff that's going on at the end. I don't want to know that. I want to just know what it should be, like a cliffhanger.
Yes. Exactly.
You know, so that it makes me say, oh my gosh, I got to go watch that movie, or, oh, I've got to go read that book because I know now that book's for me, that movie's for me.
Exactly. And it's kind of like what we talk about with websites, that it's like you want people to know, number one, is this relevant for me? So who is this book? Who's the target market of this book? So I want to know, am I the audience? And then what's in it for me? You know, don't tell me, oh, it's a national bestseller and all that, because it's like, I don't really care. I care whether it's going to appeal to me. Is it going to be, you know, a mystery lover for all those people that like espionage, you know, novels, or, you know, or it's, you know, how to do your taxes, easy peasy, or whatever your book is about. Make it appeal to me so that I want to get your book, as opposed to telling me, you know, Penguin Books loves it and so loves it. And it's like, that's not relevant for me. I just want to know, am I actually getting the right book? So I think,
you know, and you could always put that at the end, you know, like if you feel like those kind of testimonials would be helpful, put them at the end, but don't necessarily start it off with that.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And especially that whole bit about don't tell them too much, because I know that there are movies where I've seen the trailer and I'm like, okay, now I know you're going to save the guy and everything's fine. So it's like, you just showed me the whole movie in like 2 minutes. So don't do that. Don't do that with your book trailer.
Right.
So now that
So
you've
what
created
program? Yeah, what program?
Okay, what programs? Okay, so we actually like to use a program called Powtoons, and it does great marketing videos. So that's a good one. But that costs. And we're always looking for easy peasy solutions for people. So
like
what you
Lumen 5 might be good for a book trailer because you can use them really well for a blog.
Exactly.
I love them. I love them for blogs because they do. Now I know they're not going to do the artificial intelligence and read the book, but you could certainly take snippets and do so. And Lumen 5 has a free version, so
they have a free version.
You could use that program.
That's a good one. Another one is you could use if you are a Vimeo Pro user. So you have the premium plan of Vimeo. Vimeo has like a little video creation tool that you could use. So that's another one. You could also use Canva. Canva is always a great alternative for putting together different things. And, you know, you could do something very basic by just having some pictures. And with Canva now, you can have it just kind of go from slide to slide to slide. And you can time it. And you can say, I want this one to go for 1 minute, for two, you know, not 1 minute, sorry, like 1 second, 2 seconds, and then go to the next slide, go to the next slide. And it would make just like a quick little video. And with Canva now, you can even add music. They have like free music tracks.
Wow.
Also, YouTube has some video creation tools. I think they use it for creating ads. But if you think about it, this is really an ad. So you could use that as well. So there's quite a few tools that you could use to put together a trailer. You could hire us too. So that's always.
Well, I was going to say, or you could hire somebody if you say, I just don't, that's just not my specialty. I don't have the time. I wouldn't even know what to put in there. You could just hire somebody like Launch for Life to be able to do that.
Exactly.
So, no, and just tell us the salient points of your book. Give us some of your reviews, and we can compile it and put it together at a fairly reasonable price.
Yes. So the interesting thing is once you've created a trailer, you really do get a pretty good bang for your buck, because if you think about it, you could have your book trailer up on your website. So you could put it on, you know, anybody who's going to launch a book is going to advertise their book on their website because they're going to be really excited. So you can use it to go onto your website. You can use it to shout out to your whole email list that you have a book. You can put it up on social media. So, you know, you can put it up on LinkedIn, you can put it on Facebook, YouTube, you know, Instagram, you know, all
Twitter,
Pinterest,
even Twitter.
Yeah, all of those are good. And then YouTube is awesome because YouTube always, you know, things live forever on YouTube. So that's a great place. And with YouTube, if you have a YouTube channel, you can not only make it be one of your videos, but you could make it the trailer of your YouTube channel. And I think like, wow, that's the first thing that I do is I just make it the trailer so that when somebody comes to your YouTube channel, there's your book, you know, just off it's going. It's just advertising for you 24/7. And then just be sure that you put a call to action, you know, everywhere, but especially with YouTube. You want to put a call to action into the description so that it, you know, go buy my book. Where to buy the book? Buy it on Amazon. So make sure you put that, you know, link to your Amazon book right into the description of YouTube, and then it's working for you all the time. So that's a cool thing.
Right. Well, and I think that's good because one of the things that we talk about, and we may have discussed it last time, I don't really remember, but because we skipped a week because of Thanksgiving, but too many people in the house. But what? Oh no, actually, I was going to the airport. Ooh, I wasn't supposed to say that. But anyway, you know, it's like everybody's been telling me, don't say anything about that. It's like, what is it? Travel shame or something like that. Anyway, we won't talk about that. Edit that. No, just kidding. What I was going to say is, I know. What I was going to say is that I think we talked about in the last one of the 3 sessions that we've been talking about having a Kindle book is that once a book's up, you can't just like go back to normal. You have to keep marketing your book. And so having that book trailer is so important because periodically you can just re-upload it to your social media. Like you don't have to put it up one time and forget about it. And you could, have some different text on it, And so
Exactly.
each time you could just have a different text with a different message and saying, here's what people are saying about my book, or, oh my gosh, I'm #1 bestseller in such and such a category. Maybe you want to check out my book, or, if this is your issue, you might want to check out my book. So you could keep having a different text message, but still have the same trailer.
Exactly. Thank your reviewers. That's an awesome thing to do. Thank your reviewers, and then play that trailer again. Plus also too, a lot of times authors are on podcasts, especially video podcasts. So how about if somebody, if you were on a video podcast, what would be a great thing is if somebody says, so what's your book about? You'd say, let me just share my screen.
Right. Let me just share you my trailer.
Exactly.
Here's my book. And then everybody would know right away what your book's about. And that helps the podcast announcer to lead better into, well, let's talk about this book now.
Exactly.
It'd be awesome.
Exactly. And while we're on the topic of video, because we're talking about video trailers, another good thing is if you have an Amazon book, encourage people to leave video reviews, because that's something that people can do now, because you can do a graphic to go with your review, which I think people are just so attracted to visual images, but you can actually do a video testimonial. So that's kind of cool too. So something to think about.
And I don't recall, but can you have a video in your author's bio?
I don't think so. They've really kind of narrowed that down, what you can do. Yeah, because like before, you used to be able to have like all your social media links and blog posts, and I think you can still do your blog posts, but it's like, I think it's tricky. I think it has to be your RSS feed and all that technical stuff. But it seemed like Amazon had a lot more with what you could do with your Amazon authors page. It doesn't seem as generous anymore, and I'm not really sure why. Which is too bad. But it would be nice to know if you could put that video trailer right into your Amazon. That sure would be awesome.
Be awesome. When you're first looking at the book, that if you could have it launched up there. We'll have to talk to Amazon about that. We think they need to do that. So what else? I know there's something else that, forget the trailers for a moment. I think we've done that one. Tell us something else that's on your mind about your books, like pricing. Like we haven't talked about pricing your book.
Pricing is big, because today I got like a little bit of a pet peeve, in that somebody said, well, and it's like, not to name any names, I'm not going to name any names, but I got an email today and it was like, kind of pissed me off, because this person put me on their list to begin with. And you're like, I never signed up for your list. So I hate when people do that. But anyways.
You wonder how they found you.
Well, I think that they're a LinkedIn connection, to be honest. And I think I think a lot of times people feel like if they connect with you on LinkedIn, that they can just like, now I'm going to just add you to my email list, which, hey, it's permission-based marketing, guys. This is not cool. And I have one person who I can't get off their list. I keep unsubscribing. I'm at the point now where I'm reporting them as spam. I cannot get off their list. So don't ever add me to your list.
I think I think there are some programs that you can buy. And if you have like the premium version of LinkedIn, either the Sales Navigator or just the premium, where you can actually extract and download your connections emails address. You can't do it with the free version, but you can do that.
Well,
with
actually,
the
you
version.
can do it with the free version if people if people have given permission for their email address to be seen. Because I know when I downloaded my contacts, I could see some of them, but a lot of people actually don't. They set their privacy settings so that people can't see their email and can't retain their email. So it all sort of depends, but you can kind of do something. But Anyways, so I get this email from somebody who has just added me to their list, which I don't like on a good day. And then they sent out their thing of like, I'm so excited. I published my book today. And so I'm curious. I can't help it. I'm a curious
person. We're
I see
a
button. I see a button and I got to click. So I clicked the button, went to their Amazon page to see their book, and I was shocked. I was shocked at the price of their book. It was $28, and that was for a paperback book, not even a Kindle. There was no Kindle book there. It was, just no ebook, just a straight paperback book, and $28. That seemed crazy. And I went down, and what was really funny about the email they sent was that, number one, they said, here's how you can help me. It was just like, well, that's a weird way to market your stuff. Here's how, we're like, I'm excited about my book. Here's how you can help me. Buy my book for you and a friend. And then they said, and then, you get a percentage off my course. And it was just like all this stuff about them. But anyways, I still clicked. I went to their Amazon page. I was amazed. It was $28 with no reviews, not a single bit of social proof. And I was just really surprised. And
it was actually a paperback, not a hard copy. It was a paperback.
Not a hard copy. It was a paperback. And I was really surprised that they didn't even have a Kindle option.
Oh, did you look inside?
They didn't have a look inside. They didn't have
so you don't even know if the book was worth $28, because maybe it was worth $28. You know, I don't know what the content was, but I think she offered some kind of freebie thing besides the 50%. You just had to show her that you'd bought the book. I saw that.
Right.
I don't know what it is, because I don't know what kind of, I just looked at it real quick. I don't know what kind of business she's in. So she could have used a book trailer, Jillian.
She could have used a book trailer. And it could have said, I'm $28, but I'm worth it.
Yes, exactly. Because maybe the book is worth $28. But
no book is worth $28. That book would have to like.
No, I think Tony Robbins' book was about that price.
But his was a hard copy. It wasn't a paperback.
Well, that's true. That's true.
And because it was not an ebook, you throw on the shipping. The shipping was $48 to Israel. So it was like,
you're not buying that book, that's for sure.
And I'm not buying it for a friend.
Oh, you can't buy it for me? Come on.
But the interesting thing is that when you're doing your initial marketing research, because if you go back to marketing and it's not Jillian just being crabby and not wanting to spend money on books.
And who knows, maybe she's going to make a ton of money. We don't know, because we don't know who our audience is.
Exactly.
It might actually be worth it. We don't know, because we haven't looked inside. She doesn't have a book trailer. We don't know her because we didn't subscribe to her list. We're not her one of her followers. But if we were, then perhaps maybe we would.
Exactly.
So it might be worth it. Well, so I guess what you're telling me is you're never going to put a book up for $28.
No. Well, and see, this is the important thing. So going back to marketing is when you're doing your marketing research, you want to look at the categories that you're targeting. And we talked about that in our earlier videos, that it's like you want to make sure you niche down, you get into the right categories, because you want to be a #1 bestseller, or at least #1 new release or something like that. So you want to stand out in your categories. But what you have to do is you have to look and say, where does my book, where does it fit in the categories? So if you're doing a book about knitting hats for cats, right? Then you want to look at other knitting hats for cats books and just kind of say, what's the normal price? Is the normal price, $2.99, $4.99, or is it $28?
I'd pay $28 for somebody to tell me how to put that hat on the cat.
Okay.
Or little children. A friend of mine made a hat for Sloan, and we couldn't get the hat on her head so we could take a picture.
Well, then that's a book.
And I paid $28. We're just joking.
We're joking. We're joking.
Got to have a little bit of levity today.
Well, and I think the bottom line is it's just really important to do your research, and maybe she or he, because I really don't want to identify anybody here, but but maybe he or she did their research and decided that this topic was something that, that was the standard price. But I was just really surprised because for the most part, it's not a good idea to launch your book with no reviews either. So that's just something that's really important. Think that through, make your marketing be a part of your whole plan for launching your book, because launching to crickets is sad. And we know several people who have launched books, and as an afterthought, we're like, oh, why is no one buying my book? It's been 3 months now. It's been 6 months. And a lot of times it's because we really believe in social proof. I know I'm one of those people. When I go to Amazon, I look to see how many other people bought that. What did they have to say? They say it's good, not good, this and that. So this is really an important part of your book buying, book selling, venturing. Is make sure your price is accordingly, and also make sure you've got social proof with some good reviews.
Agreed. It's just never easy.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And by the way,
I think I'll just launch a book, and then you just go, but look at all the little parts, and you just have to keep feeding it. You have to keep feeding that marketing. So I don't know, you might have to do multiple trailers, maybe one trailer. I've seen this trailer. Give me a new trailer. Maybe that trailer doesn't work. You need to do another one.
And we've seen that for like movies. Well, like a Star Wars movie comes out or something like that. And there's like about 4 or 5 different trailers. And sometimes it's like they have the same scenes, but then they kind of switch it up. So it's like, oh, Star Wars from like, Luke's perspective or Hans's perspective. It's the same movie, but it's kind of going at a different angle. And I think that's good too. I think that's good too.
I think that's excellent.
And just the last little bit about the look inside, one thing that we did learn with our recent book launch when we were helping a client launch their book is that the look inside, that's kind of a really cool feature in that you can determine what percentage that you're going to allow people to look inside. So if you just want them to kind of get a taste of your book, you can make it shorter or you can make it more in depth. So that's kind of interesting, because that was one of the things I did not know, that you could dictate how much you would allow people to, scroll through and have a good look at. So I think that's a really cool thing, but it also, it wasn't immediate. That took like a day or two to actually come out. So I think that took maybe about 3 to 4 days, maybe 5 days to come out. So again, not something that's immediate.
I love those. Like, I love it when I read a paperback and at the very end, they'll have the first chapter of their next book. And I read Outlander. Yeah, and then I read one chapter and I go, okay, now I got to go buy this book because I'm hooked on the first chapter.
Exactly. So exactly.
I think that's a great idea to be able to do that. Give them half a chapter, table of contents, whatever you feel that you think is going to entice them to want to say bye, bye, bye.
Exactly. And also too, a freebie, a free gift. That's something, I don't know if we've talked about that before, but think about that in advance. It's like, is your book a lead magnet? Is your book going to just be like, okay, I wrote this book and I want to make $1 million off the book? Or is the book just something to get people, especially if it's a nonfiction business book? If it's Outlander, you don't really have to do anything. That you're just Diana Gabaldon and you're going to make $1 million. But if you are a business person and you want people to now maybe take a course with you, is there going to be a next step? Well, then maybe you want to get them on your email list. And, I don't know if we've talked about that, but having some sort of freebie that it's like, oh, okay, inside the book, it's like, okay, go to my website. I've got checklists or resources or, meditations, whatever you want to give away, think about that and have them go to your website and have to sign up in order to get them. And then that way you can continue to drip. Oh, okay, keep them on your list. And then when you're ready to go with a course or something like that, you've got an audience that's hungry to go to the next step with you. So that's important too.
I agree. All right. Well, I think everybody's got the picture. You got to write your book. You got to have your project list, your marketing stuff. You got to have your book trailer. Price is right.
Think about your look inside. Think about your Amazon authors page. And then think about how are you going to continue to market it? Because I think we'd all love to just pop it up on Amazon and sit back and, drink our margaritas and wait for the money to roll in. But I think you have to keep going with the marketing. You have to keep going, get yourself on as many webinars, podcasts, continue to market, continue to do, if you have a YouTube channel, do little snippets from your book, talk about your book, kind of just continue to keep adding value, keep dripping on people about your book, and just keep going.
Well, that's another episode of our live. We're going to give it a new name. We're thinking up new names, so we don't just say Tuesday LinkedIn Live. Well, because we're now one of
bigger vision.
Bigger vision. We want to be on YouTube and Facebook, and so we like StreamYard, and we've upped the game with them.
Yeah, we bought a plan. So
yeah,
we're all in. We're all in on StreamYard. We miss the duck. The duck is gone. The duck is gone. The duck is gone. But we like StreamYard. So we decided to go all in and get the paid plan. And so we're looking forward to this, and we'll just get better and better at this.
We will. And we hope you enjoy our little get-togethers. And if you have any comments or any topics that you'd like us to discuss, please comment below if you see it, and or email us and let us know.
Okay, sounds good. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.